G'day guys, this is Captain Oob here today, and I've got the true Gatling plasma. Now, before we get into the attachments, I just want to explain this name. Earlier I actually did a Gatling plasma, quote unquote, and except it was just a plasma shooting flamer, so yeah, I thought Gatling plasma was a good name for that, but it wasn't. So, this is true Gatling plasma. It actually uses Gatling laser parts, as you can see. So the attachments, obviously we're going to have overcharged capacitor for the best damage we can out of the shot with the Gatling laser receiver. We've got the improved sniper barrel for the best damage we can get out of a plasma attachment that we're using for this weapon. We've got the laser sight, the reflex sight for the laser rifle I should say, and that'll help us keep on targets, and it looks a little bit different from the regular reflex sight they get on the Gatling laser, so you know, it looks pretty neat, although it's not as usable. And we've got the gamma gun signal repeater just to give us a little added bonus of rate of fire. I have this little bit recommended to me for a while, so I thought I might as well pop it on this. For legendary effects, we're going to leave that nice and clean until we need it, probably later on in the video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, so let's kill some gunners. Right here we've got our true Gatling plasma, and you might notice that I've got 150 rounds in the mag, and there I am tapping the reload button, and that's all she's gonna give. So that is probably because the certain attachments we have, namely the sniper barrel on it, actually reduces our ammo capacity, so we're going to have to be a little bit extra careful on our ammo using, because we might get caught out on the reload multiple times, like we are now, seeing as we fire so fast. But as you can see, it's doing pretty good damage, shooting plasma bolts as fast as you would with lasers for a Gatling laser, so it's a pretty cool green light show going on right now. Even though I have the effects turned down, I've got to make performance out of somewhere. Gun of private goes down super easily. Kill his mate here. The lieutenants will probably take a little bit more bullets, might have to get a cheeky reload in behind this forklift while we line him up and spin the barrel up and then shoot him. That is a bizarre looking forklift, huh? Alright, going on to this little room here, there should be just one lone private, as you probably would know, and he goes down very easily. Sneak attack's doing great work there. Now coming onto the turrets, we're probably better off getting a reload here before we engage, just to make sure if we do mess up a little bit we can have somewhat of a good ammo capacity to help us back us up. We are in danger right now, so they are approaching, so best to get into this particular room and avoid getting hit by the rockets. Hopefully I didn't miss closing the door. We'll close it anyway while we reload, just for added safety, and then immediately get breached by a punching woman and one with a rocket. Close the door on the reload again, make sure we're completely safe, and we'll peek out again and we'll spray these people with plasma. Bloody hell, what do those legendary gunners eat? They're bloody tough. So we are running a little bit low on health, and that's generally because I am going a little bit more aggressive with this weapon, and that barrel spin up time is allowing us to get shot a little bit. There are ways you can prevent it from being a huge flaw that I'm not really particularly using right now, but to give an accurate representation of this weapon's performance, I would have to spin it up smarter, and that would just take more time. It's just easy to clear him out, not really giving it much thought. The Soul Survivor is extremely tough at level 150 anyway. Don't have to worry about these dudes much at all. I always trigger that trap, I don't know why, I've got light step. Anyway, so there you go, that was it against the mobs and the gunners and all that stuff. Very easy weapon, good weapon for killing them all. Let's go on to some monsters now. Alright, it's time to kill Swan, and this time we'll do it with the true Gatling plasma over here. Hopefully it'll be an easy kill. I've got this thing fitted with wounding, so it's going to be doing a little bit of bonus damage each shot, which is going to be useful because the damage isn't particularly on the high side. As you can see there, that low ammo capacity is going to be a huge issue. because we're just simply not able to hose him down like we would with a regular Gatling laser. Fortunately for us, we get VATS protection, which is useful because Swan is a big dumb idiot who likes to telegraph his attacks like nothing else. Of course, it'd be kind of annoying if enemies didn't telegraph their attacks in video games. Fans of Ratchet & Clank 2 would know this. Those Yetis on Grelban were the worst things ever. Anyway, enough about old PS2 classics. So we've got this weapon and we're doing okay at the moment. We're managing to mitigate most of the damage we get on us through VATS defense, which I'm not sure on the exact numbers of it, but it was going for a rock, so not even worth ducking out of VATS for a second, I don't think. As I was saying before, I'm not sure on the how much damage mitigates you when you're in VATS, but it's probably somewhere around in the 90%, like it was in previous Fallout titles. I think it was calculated around 90 to 95. Alright, so now he's mutated, which means he's going to be hitting us a lot harder, so it's even more critical we stay vigilant with our VATS use. He's going for a rock. Goes right through the tree, but we're managing to back away from him far enough to keep him from slamming his anchor down. We'll quickly reload and VATS, and before he gets his hammer down, we'll be able to run around the carriages and get away from him that way. I wish you'd stop doing that, Swan. Alright, now it's time to shoot him in the face while he does his old anchor drop. Oh, he's going to stomp this time. I was hoping to get the reload off in VATS, but I cancelled out too early, but it didn't turn out too bad, so I guess it's fine. Shot the rock out of the air, but he's not giving me any angles for me to shoot him at, but he can still hit me with those rocks that he throws. Can we get a hit on him now? I'd really like to stop being hit by those giant rocks, Swan. Could you please stop that? Now I've got a shot on his face. I suggest we probably get as much as we can out of it. This is the price you pay for standing there and doing nothing, Swan. Duck behind this tree every time a rock comes in. Can we get a good shot on his face and VATS? It's fairly decent, we'll take it. We'll hit him with crits just to make sure we get guaranteed hits, even though it takes an hour for these critical animations to actually happen. As far as my knowledge in creation kit goes, I know nothing about altering the VATS cameras, so unfortunately that's something I can't change. In a perfect world though, the crit animations would just be the same as the regular ones, and probably the kill animations would be the only cinematic ones that I'd like to see. That way you'd be all cinematic when you actually killed something rather than just randomly spamming crits, taking up your time. So we're gonna just keep on peeking this rock until he's dead. I think it's about time we can charge in. Hopefully he doesn't hit us hard enough to kill us, but we'll get some slowdown effects. Come on, there we go. Yeah, that's how you finish him. And then you watch his body physics ragdoll him around for a while. Very, very strange in slow motion. Interesting. Alright, so that was it with the wounding effect. Pretty lackluster, to be honest. We'll see what we can do with more. Alrighty, so here's the pack of bears once more, and I've got a different legendary effect on it this time. It'll become apparent as soon as I start shooting. Yeah, that's right. Time for this weapon to do some real damage. How do you like that, bear? I get the feeling that he doesn't approve, to be honest. What do you think of this? I call this advanced pathing. Do you even know it, AI? Oh, he knows how to hit me when I'm up there. That's a surprise. Good job, AI. Alright, so the big boy doesn't last long when it comes to this weapon being explosive. And we'll soon clear out his mates too. These bears don't stand a single chance at all. Down they go. Stop defying gravity. Okay, keep defying gravity. See if I care. Alrighty, so you have it. That was the Gatling plasma. A pretty lackluster weapon, to be honest. Although with the explosive effect, it's gonna do you pretty well. Obviously, any weapon that's high rate of fire with the explosive effect is gonna do that. So nothing really has been learnt here today, except that if you want your Gatling lasers to be any good at killing these guys, make sure it's explosive. Thank you for watching.